As I'm sure a lot of you are aware, Jurassic World Dominion does in fact release later this year, and more recently we've been subject to quite a few online leaks regarding toys and species, but I've actually got quite a few interesting leaks to talk about in this video regarding Jurassic World Dominion. But quickly before we get started, I just wanted to say credit to Mr. Gmax. His link's in description. He did bring this to my attention, so thanks, I guess. And also, this is toys, so of course take it with a pinch of salt if some of the species mentioned in today's video aren't actually in the film. So, from this point onwards, we're going to be talking about leaks, so if you don't want the film spoiled for you, do feel free to click off right now. But with that being said, let's get into it. So on screen now, I'll just show some of the leaks that we've seen. Of course, these are toy sets, as I mentioned, so, you know, I would be thoroughly surprised if these all do make the big screen. I mean, especially as we've got stuff like Small Tiger, I think it was called, which is, in other words, a Smilodon, and I'd personally be thoroughly surprised if it is the Smilodon. I mean, I know we saw it in Camp Cretaceous, but in Camp Cretaceous we also saw it get, spoiler alert, killed. So yeah, it's highly unlikely that this is a Smilodon. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there is an actual chance that this is the tiger we saw Rexy face off with at the end of Fallen Kingdom. Before anyone has a go at me, I did just realise it's not a tiger, it is a lion. I do apologise. This is what happens when I record videos in one session. But yeah, I wouldn't take much sort of notice from this. I don't think it's going to be anything too major or, you know, have any plot armor. I think it is just, you know, a toy that Mattel is selling to promote Dominion. And yeah, a bit like with the Spinosaurus or Stegoceratops we saw of Jurassic World. Although looking over some of the images I've just shown you, two actually that really caught my eye were the Liopleurodon and the juvenile Baryonyx and Ian Malcolm set. And that's not to cut out stuff like the Ichthyovenator and Rajasaurus. Those are two dinosaurs that are absolutely awesome, and you know, if they do show up in Jurassic World Dominion, that could potentially hint at them being in a Jurassic World Dominion DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2, which would be absolutely awesome because I know literally everyone's wanted the Ichthyovenator in a Jurassic World game for quite a while at this point. But anyways, going back to those two sets I just mentioned, the Baryonyx and Liopleurodon, the reason they caught my eye is because the juvenile Baryonyx one, the fact it features a main character could sort of, you know, symbolise that this is going to be a scene in the movie, which would be quite cool because we haven't, you know, seen Ian Malcolm actually get up close and personal with dinosaurs for a fair few years at this point. So yeah, it's just cool to see that, you know, they're focusing more on the old characters, you know, especially as we have Ellie Sadler and Alan Grant. We have them all coming back, which is, you know, really cool, and it's nice to see that they're Universal wants to sort of come back and give these characters a more major role. Well, I say that you probably could have guessed considering they're bringing the actors back, but yeah. So quite interesting that Mattel have specifically labelled this set Juvenile Baryonyx, you know. I don't know what this could potentially mean. How is there a Juvenile Baryonyx? I don't know. Maybe the Baryonyx in Fallen Kingdom found a mate courtesy of Biosyn, and they've, you know, reproduced over the years to create this new juvenile Baryonyx. We don't really know. We know very little about this movie as it stands, but the fact that we've got juveniles still could potentially mean juveniles in Jurassic World Evolution 2. You know, Frontier, take notes. But yeah. Quickly before I do move over to the Liopleurodon section of this video, potentially the reason you're actually watching this video, I did just want to talk about the channel's new sponsor. As I'm sure you're aware, the channel has been growing insanely quickly over the past few months, and considering I started 6 months ago, it's just crazy and such a surreal feeling to be where I am. But I know that loads of people who watch my videos also want to, you know, aspire to even be at my point, and I want to aim and achieve new, bigger goals, get more subscribers, you know, get what it feels like to be an influencer. And I'm sure a lot of you want to achieve that, you know, sense of, or feeling of achievement as well. And luckily for you, I might just have the thing that can help. With that being said, I present to you the Genesis Network. The Genesis Network aims to help smaller YouTube or even just social media influencers grow their channel, and this could be people like me or you or really whoever you are. Even if you've got 0 subscribers, they can help through professional analysis of your statistics and just generally helping you grow. If you're interested in the Genesis Network, there is a link to find out more information down in the description. But with that in mind, let's get back to the video. So, the Lipleurodon. How could an entirely new marine reptile be introduced to the Jurassic World franchise in the 3rd movie? While I don't think the answer's really set in stone, you could probably have a valid guess in saying Biosyn. Going by the fact that this is the end of the Jurassic World trilogy, I don't think it would be, I don't really know how to say it. I don't think it'd be a very good send-off for our Mosasaurus to, just get killed by people and be left to die. I think that it deserves the treatment it's really, been needing ever since we saw it back in 2015. I think that the Mosasaurus deserves a worthy competitor. And in this case, the Lipleurodon. We know for a fact that the Lipleurodon in real life varied from anything above 20 feet, which is probably a similar size to the Mosasaurus we see in Jurassic World anyway, so it's not like it would be in Jurassic World Evolution 2, where the Mosasaurus can quite literally eat the Lipleurodon in a single bite. I think it would be a fair fight, and I'd be quite interested to see how they really pull it off. And as I've already mentioned, this is the end of the Jurassic World trilogy, so I don't think you can just, go to the Mosasaurus and be like, hey, you're gone now, we're going to kill you off. No, I think the Mosasaurus deserves a proper send-off, and in this case, a battle. It makes sense considering that, you're giving Rexy hopefully a really good send-off and, to end the trilogy. Why would you just give the Mosa a boat sequence that is probably going to last 5 minutes in, to add to its already, 8 minutes of screen time throughout the franchise? It just doesn't seem fair at all, and I think that the Mosasaurus does deserve a fight, as I've said like 6 times already. But yeah, I think this would be a nice way to introduce the Lipleurodon as well, and, plot armor, you can probably imagine the Mosasaurus would win, which would then lead into the sequence with the boat, which would then lead into whatever happens, Owen and that get all battered up, and then it leads to a fight scene with the Gigas, the Atrociraptors, the Rexys. You can imagine it's a Jurassic World movie. But with that being said, that is the end of my very brief Jurassic World Dominion video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please do consider liking and subscribing, as 1,000 subscribers isn't that far away and your support is always appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I do hope to see you in the next one.